So today is going to be an interesting day. Normally this would be your last chance to save Yukiko, but we've already done that, so we have today free. Unfortunately, a free day on a rainy day is not really all that special. Or is it? Okay, so something about the deadlines is that the person you rescue doesn't come back to school until after the deadline, regardless of how early you rescued them. So, like, their, resting time will be however long it was between you completing the dungeon and the deadline. It's just the way the game has to be to handle the deadlines. Hey, you're the one who dealt the final blow to that boss. One animal thingy. Yeah. It was almost... I misread that line for a second as the three of us are one animal thingy, but... yeah, some kind of, big animal that just reminds me of a... I don't know how many people have seen a film called Mystery Men, but there's a bit where they talk about, like, some of them being, like, the eagle's eyes and the eagle's claws, and then he ends the speech by saying, "Let Operation Three-Eyed Three-Legged Eagle begin." Which is one of my favorite lines from that film, because I really didn't expect them to go that far with the metaphor. But anyway, so I didn't get to fully talk about this, but raining. So on rainy days, almost every social link is unavailable. In the Vault Room here, we can fuse Jack Frost. I'm not gonna do that yet, though. There's this unique fusion forecast for him on a later day. But speaking of the fusion forecast, that's what I actually came in here to show. So, today on the 28th, if you create the persona Berith, who has an innate resistance to fire, he gets Mabufu. This is pretty much your emergency anti-Shadow Yukiko weapon if you've left defeating her until today. And I kind of like that the game gives you that option. It's kind of like the Machop trade in Goldenrod City that most people don't know exists, that actually makes Whitney a lot easier. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Like, there's actually a lot of anti-Whitney options if you know where to look, but most people don't. So what we're actually going to be doing today is hanging out with our Sun social link, because they're one of the few people available on rainy days. And we have a matching persona, which is good. Whenever I start the music social link, it always seems like they're playing this song on their instruments.
I'm so sorry. Senpai.
Yu's kind of talented at everything, and here we see why the guy doesn't want you to do music. Because that option is blocked by understanding. So we're forced to choose this one, obviously not this one. This one doesn't give as many points. We're not saying you're talentless. We're just saying that effort is definitely important. Okay, so a musician with stage fright, it seems. So apparently choosing watch here increases diligence, but this increases understanding. Understanding is more important, and this gives more points.
Huh?
And rank up! Also, somebody left their cello here. I just noticed that in the background. All those portraits of the famous composers in the background remind me of this stage when it's an arena in Persona 4 Arena.
Have a nice day.
Well, hopefully we don't, accidentally break that cello while we're cleaning or something. It's probably very expensive.
Welcome home.
So tonight, we actually want to go out, because now that we have a gem, we can do something at the Shiroku pub. The lady there wouldn't have paid attention to us if we didn't have, like, quote, something for her, unquote. Also, use the Velvet Room at night while you still can. Once Dojima returns, you're not allowed to go out at night unless you have a nighttime part-time job, and we don't have one of those yet. Yeah, see, that's what she says, and we found at least one gem. You can get these randomly dropped from enemies in the TV world. And the gems are golden only, just like the pub is. So there's a whole lot of items here. Don't ask why she has a spiked bat. Also, kicking someone with inline skates on just sounds horrifying, but it's a weapon for Chie. These all have really interesting effects to them. Like, some of them increase crit rate, plus 20 SP, Auto Sukukaja, bowling pin, fear, foot maces, that sounds really painful. Beach parasol's pretty funny, though. In particular, though, the ones at the very bottom, I think. Yeah, there are some items here that increase experience. Unfortunately, they require a lot of this Magatsu Xandrite, which I believe is only dropped from gold hands, and kind of rarely at that. So a lot of these gems are kind of rare. Yeah, I have blue quartz, I have iolites. I don't have a lot of other stuff. But if you keep farming them in the TV world, you might have enough for some of these weapons eventually. You might also want to check here frequently, because as new party members join, new weapons will come in stock here. But now that she's interested, we can actually talk to her, and this is what we actually came here. Wait, Akihiko, you never told me your mother worked here. Okay, well, I guess you should give him something with protein slathered on it. Oh, right, okay. Yeah. I guess Akihiko is a reasonably common name. This is why we gave the drink to that boy earlier. Because if we feed her fish, we'll actually get something out of it. I'm not sure how much protein is in this ladybug, but hopefully it's enough for him. Well, that's kind of horrifying that you didn't notice that until now. You should probably get that fish looked at. That couldn't have been good for its internals. But we got the fish hook. The breadcrumbs did not have enough protein. We also get a few breadcrumbs, we'll find out what those are for later. And we can trade more Tatsuhime ladybugs for those. That's all we have to do at night. You'd better treat your Akihiko well, though, or he might Flanderize himself and become a horrible shadow of his former character. Wow, it's weird not hearing signs of love going in here. That's the name of the theme of the Dojima residence, by the way. Oh, okay, we're only supposed to study tonight. Nothing major, I just wanted to quickly check. Like, what books do we have right now? You can probably afford to swap out studying with reading if your knowledge is high enough. But we kind of want to get to expert, which is the next rank of knowledge, relatively soon, because we actually have some exams coming up. Okay, just a +2. Having expert rank knowledge also gives you another benefit. Showa Day. Which I think is a day of remembrance because the Showa era was also the era of World War II, and yeah, I have kind of studied both Taisho and Showa. It is really interesting. But anyway, we can look at the calendar here and see that next week we've got, I think this is actually Golden Week, but unfortunately after that is exams. So what is there to do today? It's a rainy day, it's a school holiday. I mean, I'd personally spend this day playing video games and stuff, but we don't have any video games. That's for Persona 5. I really hate that dice luck-based one. That one just really sucks. Even with the cheat code, it's still luck-based. But what we're actually going to do is, we're going to undertake a very, very special challenge. But before we do that, we're going to save, because we actually do need to save reload abuse for this. At Aya on rainy days, they're offering the Mega Beef Bowl, 3,000 yen, so that's why you want to make sure you have a lot of money before you leave the dungeon. If you finish it, it's free, but we can't finish it right now. So, eating Mega Beef Bowl raises 3 random social stats besides expression. Unfortunately, we have to repeatedly reload until we get exactly what the guide gets, which is understanding, courage, and diligence. Although, since we actually ranked up understanding earlier with music, maybe we don't need understanding here, but I'm still going to go for what the guide gets. Also, if you've seen my Trails in the Sky videos, this is where that reference originates from. I'm gonna let Yu Narukami from the anime describe the Mega Beef Bowl to you.
It takes understanding to accept it as a whole, knowledge to set the proper pace, courage to attack the mountain of meat, and dedication to keep on eating. All these skills are needed to finish off the Mega Beef Bowl!
Okay, understanding, knowledge, and diligence. We need courage, so reloading. There we go, that's what we needed. This dialogue, I believe, is actually new to Golden. Who they're referencing is a character called Aika Nakimura, who only appeared in the anime, but unfortunately, she's not actually in Golden, but they at least allude to her, which means she is still canon to the game universe. She's amazing, by the way, seriously. Just look up all of her moments in the anime, she's really good.
Due to the weekend rainfall, clear skies seem unlikely in the area.
She's also voiced by Cassandra Lee Morris, and that's great.
A thick fog is expected to set in tonight and remain until tomorrow morning, with heaviest concentration in the Inaba area. Anyone planning to go out tonight should take care. Now for our hourly weather breakdown.
Well, we know that Yukiko is safe, even though the fog's setting in.
More fog, huh? There's been a lot of that lately. Hopefully it's not a sign of more trouble.
No, it's not. I mean, we have no idea why there would be no more trouble.
What did I say about changing the channel without asking?
Have a great day, even during Golden Week, at your local Junes. Come see for yourself and get in touch with our products. Every day's great at your Junes.
Every day's great at your Junes. Dad, they're going to be open during Golden Week.
I heard. Do you want to go somewhere during the long holiday?
We can go somewhere?
How about it? Got any plans yet?
Not anymore.
Then let's all go somewhere together. Junes, Junes, Junes.
You sure you want to go to Jeunesse? We can go there anytime. Come on, girl. Time for bed. It's late.
All right. Every day's great at your Jeunesse.
It's nice that he'll have some time off then. Yeah, I originally thought, oh yeah, you know, spending your holiday at, like just a local shopping center is kind of, you know, mundane, but let's just say that in recent times I've grown to appreciate some just local outings. So I think tonight, this happens every time it's foggy. You're always forced to watch the Midnight Channel, even if you've already rescued the person in the TV. We succeeded. It looks like forming this investigation team was the right thing after all.
Oh, good morning. Yeah, I'll be coming to school again, so that'll be nice.
You still need to take it easy for now.
I caused everyone some real trouble.
No, don't worry about it. There's nothing you could do.
I'm sorry. No, sorry isn't quite right. What I mean to say is, thank you.
She's definitely got over a few lingering issues.
My mother's back to work already. The maids are being really supportive, and I think things are going even smoother than before. I wonder if I was trying too hard.
Seems like there was no pressure on you to begin with.
I may have been too caught up in the idea that I had to do everything myself. Ever since the incident, I feel like I can think about these things more calmly. But it's still kind of embarrassing. You guys saw everything, even the things I didn't want to admit.
Yeah, you're already starting to change.
Really?
Yukiko!
I mean, let's not mention the enormous new player body count that her shadow has.
Oh, it's TA! Well, I'll talk to you later.
It just makes you feel good about a job well done. Although what doesn't make me feel good is what this guy's saying right here. I don't know if that makes it better or worse. Well, at least we now know that if we get low marks on exams from this guy, that we have blackmail material to get him fired. Grand Canyon, yeah, not really. This is the one that, probably the only one that sounds remotely like somewhere that isn't on Earth. Yeah, I know all about Olympus Mons, which literally just means Mount Olympus. And people still wonder if there was ever water there. or life, but there have been entire songs about the concept of life, although admittedly the song Life on Mars is not really about actual life on Mars.
Sorry to keep you waiting. The soba's yours, right, Chie?
Okay, so there's going to be a scene here, but I just want to finish one thing that I was going to say, which is that I love the Crash Bandicoot universe's explanation for why there's no life on Mars. It's that they lost a race to Oxide, but that was in just unused voice clips.
Thanks! Oh, that smells so good! These instant noodles are just the thing to help me through club. How much longer do I have to wait on this?
It still needs a few minutes.
So why are we here? Oh yeah, we were gonna ask Yukiko what happened.
Yukiko-san, I hate to bring up stuff you'd rather not think about, but I need to ask you again. Did you recall anything about when you got kidnapped?
No. I thought I might remember something if I let it sit for a while, but as time passes, it only gets hazier. I think the doorbell rang at the entrance, and someone called for me. But when I woke up after that, I was already in the castle. I'm sorry.
No need to apologize. But does this mean her visitor is the culprit?
I don't know. If it's true, then that's one daring criminal. What kind of killer would ring the doorbell? The police are probably looking for witnesses, but I don't think we can expect much from them. As if the culprit wore bright yellow clothes at the scene of the crime.
This is, believe it or not, a reference to early development, when they were going to give the culprit a yellow raincoat.
I wonder why whoever it is would do stuff like this.
We won't know until we confront him ourselves. But we can be sure of one thing. It's no coincidence that people keep ending up in that place. Someone on our side is definitely kidnapping them and throwing them into the TV. It's murder, all right. Oh yeah, we never told you. This guy and me are gonna catch the culprit ourselves. The police are out of their league on this case, but we got personas.
We'll need your help too.
Huh?
I'm helping out too. I can't believe someone would throw people into a place like that. I'm gonna sock whoever's doing this.
Kind of literally, if you kick them with bare feet.
Chie. Let me help too. I want to know why this is happening. Especially if someone hates me so much they want to kill me. I don't want to run away from myself anymore.
All right, then let's all work together and catch this asshole.
Agreed.
The investigation team has gained one member. And a new member means a new rank for our full social link.
But how are we gonna find them? We don't have a single lead yet.
I'm the third one to be targeted so far, but I have a feeling this isn't the end of it. If we had an idea of who might be targeted next, wouldn't we have an advantage over the killer?
So we'll outsmart them, huh? Yeah, that might work. Okay, so let's see if we can figure out what ties the victims together. First, there was that announcer, Mayumi Yamano. Second was Saki Konishi, senpai. Third was Yukiko Amagi. What do they all have in common?
Well, both of these two are true. They do have more connections than just this, though.
Bingo.
How dare he target females? Now that's unforgivable. The culprit's gotta be some kind of pervert.
Also, what about this? The second and third victims had some sort of connection to the first one.
That's exactly what I was getting at.
Hey, that's right! Yukiko and Saki-senpai both had connections to that announcer!
that's true, then does that mean females connected in some way to Miss Yamano's case are being targeted?
Or it could just mean that people connected to Miss Yamano's case in general are being targeted. We had the one who discovered her body, and someone who worked at the inn she was staying.
I think that's a safe assumption for now. There's another angle we can take too. If another person disappears.
You think they'd be on that midnight channel? That happened right before Yukiko was kidnapped too.
Yeah, it happened before this time, so if we can get an advance warning, we might be able to prevent an attack before it takes place.
Yeah, it's hard to tell who at first, but what's important is, it's happened before the victims disappeared. Kinda like a ransom note. We still don't know why that happens, but we'll have to rely on it for now.
The next time it rains.
By the way, aren't those done by now?
So, the scene up to now, it's been pretty good, but I'm very, very sorry. I'm gonna have to start getting a bit negative now.
Whoa, that's right! Chow time!
Hey, could I try just a little bit of that? Just one tiny bite?
Hands off the soba, pal. Go get your own if you want some. Okay, just one bite. Got it?
Do you want to try some?
Can't resist, must have udon.
It's so good! The aroma, the flavor, and the texture all combined. This is perfect!
It doesn't actually matter which option you choose.
Ah! What the hell are you doing? You ate everything!
Rip Yosuke's crotch again.
My fried tofu.
I hope you guys understand what this means.
Oh, wait, stop! I'm sorry! I'll buy you steak. It'll be on me. You hear me? The very best.
Like no steak ever was?
Steak? My tofu.
Come on, Yukiko! There's steak in it for us now! We can eat instant noodles anytime we want, right?
Well, as long as it isn't too fatty.
Okay, we've reached the verdict. You are hereby sentenced to buying us steak.
Okay, I admit that's a good line, and the delivery was pretty good too.
What wouldn't be too fatty? Filet? Ooh, filet sounds nice and expensive. Filet mignon!
Hey, you've got a pony up too. You're just as much to blame. Man, talk about great timing. We just started serving grilled steak today. We're doing our part to spread this town's specialty dish. Plus, we've already got an excellent grill.
Spread this town's specialty dish, or run one more place out of business?
That's just a yakisoba griddle. Oh well, steak is steak. It's far from a filet steak, though. Yukiko, are you okay with this? It's not too heavy for you?
I'll eat it. I'm still mad.
So back on topic. I wonder what kind of person the culprit is.
If you focus just on the announcer's case, it seems like a revenge thing. Maybe it was her lover's wife.
But Misuzu Hiragi had a solid alibi, didn't she? And it seemed like she was already separated from her husband.
Really? You know an awful lot about this. Okay, what about the second case? Saki-senpai. She found the announcer's body. Assuming the same person killed them both, then why target Senpai?
Usually in these cases, it's this.
Yeah, I think so too. Maybe she found a clue or something about the culprit.
But the killer just threw the announcer into a TV, right? I don't think he would have left evidence the police, much less a high school student, would catch.
But that's also a good point.
Yeah, exactly.
Man, I thought the countryside would be a snooze, but it's proving to be a lot more exciting than I thought. Oh, they updated the menu.
Huh? Isn't he that detective?
You know, it's funny, we were just discussing the case.
Hey, you were at Dojima-san's. I'm not. Oh, wait. Hey, this is great timing after all. Dojima-san said that he'll be leaving work on schedule tonight. Could you pass that on to Nanako-chan? Yo, I'm Adachi, Dojima-san's gopher. I mean, his partner.
Are you this busy every day?
Huh? Oh, well, the public seems to be getting a charge out of these cases, but we can't leave it at that.
Sorry to butt in, but could it be that the killer targeted Saki-senpai in order to silence her?
You sure get to the heart of the matter. Yikes. Of course, we're also thinking along those lines. She was killed right after the announcer's body was found.
Like you said, good timing. We might be able to get some information about the police's side of things from him.
If the killer was trying to silence her, there might have been something at the scene only she would have understood.
Yeah, but what could she have understood if the killer used a supernatural? I mean, we didn't say anything about that. We don't know anything about that at all.
Which would mean that the culprit may be someone close to Miss Konishi. Nothing like that points to Misuzu Hiragi, so... Oh, I might have stumbled across something here. Wait, are you listening to all that? Crap, me and my big mouth.
We already kinda knew it wasn't Misuzu Hiragi, though.
Don't tell anyone I said any of that, or Dojima-san will flay me alive. Relax, kids. The police are on the job. See ya.
You were right, Yosuke. The police are totally useless. Ah! My steak's getting cold!
Could you shut up about the steak for 5 seconds?
Well, this is a good way to describe Chie in spin-offs. So we've learned the police have figured out basically exactly the same things we've figured out.
Wow, this really is inside the TV.
Oh, I know what scene this is.
It's Teddy. Then it wasn't a dream.
Yeah, if your dreams created that thing, I would have some questions.
Are you feeling better, Yuki-chan? I did what you said. I've been a good bear.
Oh, I see. Good boy.
Oh, well, this bear's part of the reason we want to find the culprit.
That's a very weird sentence.
I'm one of the group now, too. Let's work together, okay?
Yep, I was thinking the same thing. That's why I got these ready for you, Yuki-chan.
Oh, so these are what everyone's wearing. Thank you, Teddy. You're right. It's just as if the fog doesn't exist.
Hey, tell me something. How come you have so many pairs of glasses?
Excellent question. Guess what? I'm the one who makes them.
That just raises even more questions.
I've lived here for a long time, so I came up with some ways to be comfortable here.
I see. But don't you need a pair?
Ooh, good point. Another great question. Listen to this. My eyes themselves are lenses. You didn't know?
Of course not.
Why are you being so mean? You act like you're not interested. I'm a really dexterous bear. See how smoothly my fingers move?
What am I even looking at?
Ow!
Hmm? You dropped something.
Oh, that's a pair I kinda screwed up on.
So this was the natural one tinkering check he made.
Ooh.
Yukiko?
How do I look?
A lot of people were wondering when this would first be introduced.
Awesome!
Do you like that one, Yuki-chan?
I want to wear this one. It's even got a nose guard.
Oh, no you don't!
How very unfortunate. That pair doesn't have the right lenses in. Guess I should have made an actual pair.
Aw, too bad. Here, Chie, your turn.
Man. Alright, fine. How'd it come to this?
Yukiko-san? Hello?
There goes one of Yukiko's laughing fits. I never thought she'd do it when someone besides me was around. These stupid glasses are useless for investigating. I mean, what the hell's this nose for anyway?
Nice work, huh? That's what happens when you guys leave me here alone and I get bored.
Well, I'm glad that she's in high spirits again, I guess.
Oh, Chie, the look on your face. It was so funny. I can't stop. Oh, my stomach.
Yukiko.exe has stopped responding. I do find that moment interesting because most people who've played this game or anything involving her,
The 4th and the 5th.
they know about Yukiko's laughing fits, but this is your first introduction to it, and you'd never seen her do that before. Only Chie had, and it just goes to show that you don't really know someone just from superficial meetings. I don't think any of the people at school who tried hitting on Yukiko ever had any idea that she'd be like that. It's just an interesting thing to think about.
I think I might be able to get the 4th and the 5th off.
Really? Really?
What, you don't believe me?
I take it this has happened before and you were disappointed.
It's always canceled.
Not every year. I know you wanted to go to Jeunesse, but I wouldn't mind going a little further out of the neighborhood.
Really? Can we go on a trip?
Well, it might be okay to go on a trip once in a while.
Family road trip!
I'm sure it'll be crowded everywhere, though.
Yay! We're going on a trip!
All right. Then we need to think of some place to go. How about you? You want to come along with us?
Well, of course.
Yeah, let's all go together.
Looks like Nanako wants us all to go.
Let's bring boxed lunches.
Yeah, good idea. We're always eating side dishes for dinner. But I can't cook, and Nanako's not good enough yet to make them by herself.
Well, I guess the duty falls on us.
Well, it'll work out. That's what we got this guy for, huh, Nanako?
Yay! Boxed lunches.
Now we have to study up on how to make box lunches. So yeah, that was a lot of plot, but just one thing that I just want to go over quickly here. Right after full ranked up, that scene where the guys just ate the girls' lunches for no apparent reason. This, I feel, is endemic of actually the biggest problem that I have with Persona 4, and that is the filler comedy scenes. Now, some of them, like the gag glasses, I like. Some of them I think are actually pretty good, but the bit with eating the lunches, if you remove that, nothing about those scenes would have really changed. You could have just cut to them being at Juness. You didn't need an excuse. And a lot of these scenes kind of derail the party members into being complete jerks. In this case, the protagonist and Yosuke. In many other cases, it's Chie. I've seen, like, in particular Yosuke and Chie, get a lot of accusations by some people of being really cruel at points, to the point where people don't really see the group realistically as friends. To me, it's only in the filler comedy scenes that they act that way. So I think it's just part of the problem of those scenes, and there are a lot of these throughout the game, by the way. That was only the first of many. And yeah, I'm really sorry to get negative. I know a lot of people love Persona 4, and I do too. When Persona 4 is good, it's great. Like, I love the shadow boss fights, I love most of the story scenes. But it's just those comedy moments that a lot of them just aren't even really all that funny anyway. And that's just my 2 cents on the issue. Ironically, I actually find the filler comedy episodes of the Persona 4 anime to be the best parts of that show. But I think it's just different when you've got an anime of 26 episodes and a 100+ hour game with often long stretches of time between significant plot developments. When you go months and the only significant plot scenes are just filler comedy like that, it does get kind of annoying. Some of them are, like, I will say some of them are good, and I will point out the ones that I do think are good, but there are a lot that I don't like, so just apologies. I'm not going to sugarcoat the parts of this game that I don't especially like, but I still have a lot I love about this game. And on that note, I'm going to end this part because there are a lot of story scenes. I will see you all next time for, hopefully, Golden Week, and hopefully a family outing.